Welcome to the Waiver Wire. Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
What up? Welcome to the Waiver Wire, where fantasy players become fantasy legends.
What's
we
up,
are
y'all?
back, baby. Dannon is in the
made
house.
the trip. It only took me like 9 hours to get here, but I'm here.
Yeah, he came by horseback.
God,
and it
it
took him a
feels
day.
like forever, bro.
Nah,
I looked at how long it's gonna take me to get there. Fucking 55 minutes. Like, god damn.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I shouldn't bring.
No.
I like doing it. I don't mind.
Yeah,
doing
no.
it, but
Like I said, like I always say, it's easy for me. It's literally in my house. It's upstairs. I don't have to make the trip. So
it's just funny. I have these
totally
high hopes, and I'm like, I'm gonna be there every week during the fucking football season, and then I wake up and I'm like,
it's all good. The people at DraftKings don't care. They keep backing up that Brinks truck. Also brought to you by Brinks truck. I've been trying to push that too. I don't know why y'all can't sponsor us as well.
all the other armored
Y'all seem to have
trucks.
money, so I would be cool with whatever
We
dollar
just
amount that you want. Yeah. So there were some things that I watched this week.
Lots of good
one
shit
of which.
going on.
Joe Coy's new special on
watch
Netflix.
that, no.
Very funny.
Is he
Very,
funny?
very funny. He even gets a little emotional in it too, which is pretty cool. He gets emotional about like his struggle of being an Asian comic and kind of not being taken seriously, and Netflix not wanting his stuff. And it was really good. The Joe Coy special, I highly recommend. You should go check that out. The new House of Dragons that came out on Sunday was better. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh,
But it's still the same shit.
it's the same shit. But I feel like the new actors actually kind of made it better for me.
I was thinking about this on watching.
Maybe.
This is what it feels like. It's like every episode is just setting up
Yep.
something else.
Yep.
And then the next one, you're like, oh, well, we're not there yet.
Yes.
And it's just setting up, like nothing's fucking happening.
And we had way more action in Game of Thrones. I don't care what anybody says. We had way more like things going on.
It's
there
just
was
like,
betrayals. There's
is it
no
ever gonna get to anything?
Yeah,
Are we gonna
I mean-
do anything?
and-
Like you skipped everything.
And yeah, you skipped everything. And what? So now it's just this petty girl, like, oh, I don't like
it's a fucking daytime soap
It
opera.
really is.
That's
It
what
really
this
is.
shit is.
Oh, she had a baby with the King's God. Ooh.
And then who the fuck
gives a
is this guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where the fuck did he even come from?
He just came out
all
of
of a
nowhere.
sudden, 10 years goes by, and
Ridiculous.
all the shit that fucking happens, is like now backstory.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
bizarre.
It's a bad show. It's a bad
the
show.
only reason I even watched it is because my friend has been watching it.
And I've invested this much time. At this point, it feels like I have to see it through. It's like every Sunday, I'm like, well, we might as fucking well. But and if the Sunday night game sucks, which it did, the Sunday night game was San Francisco and Denver, and it was.
So I tried
pretty boring
watching
for most
the
of it.
Lord of the Rings one,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, Prime kept cutting out, and so instead I watched Elvis, and I thought that was really good.
Yeah, Elvis was good. We liked Elvis. It was kind of a downer. It was kind of a sad movie, which I mean,
Well, but you knew,
right? I
that's
get
what it was.
I think I wanted it more from his point of view and not Tom Hanks's character point of view, which was my only critique of it.
I thought that you got quite a bit of Elvis's point of view. Only it just wasn't. It wasn't direct, right? Like he wasn't narrating
Right.
it, but you did get to see more of that side of Elvis. That, I mean, shit.
I get it. I get
That
it. I liked
struggle
it.
with, like, I had no
Yeah.
idea. Like he was.
But there were some high years for Elvis that I wish we could have maybe focused on a little more. There were some years of Elvis where he was fucking untouchable. Every movie,
Yeah,
he
they did
made,
kind of skip over that.
You know, like he was the fucking king.
Well, they went
for a while.
You kind of, I guess you kind of had to though, but it
Or
was
it would've been a-
focusing
it would've been
on
a
that.
6-hour movie
Yeah,
if you
but
would've-
so like,
yeah.
I guess I could see. I never really thought about how the love that you get from a crowd. And how high and intense it is that you can never get that from your wife or your kids, and it's just so boring.
Well, and also when it's on that level, like we don't realize, like the Beatles, Elvis,
Yeah,
Michael Jackson.
I don't think we understand.
These people experience that kind of love that you're talking about on a whole different level.
And
A
people
whole-
were so
people were
fucking oppressed
crying.
back then.
Yeah.
Like they were just
They were passing out when they met him. You know, like imagine that
because
feeling
they
when
had
you're like,
all
wow.
this shit fucking bottled up
Yeah,
inside
exactly.
of them
Yeah,
because
there was-
because that shit's bad.
That was the funniest part to me of the whole movie was when he first performs and he starts moving his legs and all the women
And I
start
was like, they can't help it.
It's fucking awesome. It's so good.
And
It's hilarious.
one's like crying. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. He said,
Yeah. But Elvis was pretty good.
I did like it, but
you should keep
anyways.
going on Lord of the Rings. It's a good show.
I will.
I
It
watched
just-
the fourth one, and that one was actually pretty boring. But it's Lord of the Rings, so it's long.
Well,
it's
I've been
drawn
falling
out.
asleep to them. So
Yeah.
they
they're
serve
long.
their purpose.
They're long, but they have good moments, and they look incredible because they spent a lot of fucking money on it. But what I got to talk about, man. Holy fuck is Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeff Dahmer, the murder man, the cannibal, the Milwaukee cannibal or whatever they called him. But holy fucking shit. This show is wow.
How many episodes have you watched?
We've watched 7.
Okay, we watched the first one.
We watched 7.
I started
Man, how
watching.
intense was the first one?
I was
God
like,
damn, the first
Yeah.
one, you're like, holy fuck, what
Yeah.
the fuck? But no, the show
well,
is
the weird
amazing.
thing is I know a lot of this stuff because
See, I don't. I did not know. I knew who he was. I knew he was the guy that they had like found body parts in his apartment. That was literally the end of what I knew. I didn't know it was with gay guys. I didn't know any of his backstory. And the fact that he completely admitted everything the minute that he got arrested, he was just like, you know what? I'm going to tell you
Fuck it,
everything. He
yeah.
told him stuff that he didn't even have to tell him. He told him about his first kill with the hitchhiker and man, what a great show. The guy who plays Dahmer, Evan Peters, he is fucking awesome. He plays it so well of just being like kind of, oh, I'm just this solace little guy. And then he has these moments where he flips and you're like, oh my God, holy shit. So yeah, we're almost done with Dahmer, but I have no doubt that it will be a topic. If you've only seen 2 episodes, I'm just telling you that somewhere around
I've only seen like one, and I was starting to watch the second one, but I was like, I
'cause
need to go to fucking sleep.
it gets man, there's parts where I gag, there's parts where I was like couldn't look, there's like, and I'm like, I can watch gory shit. This show is on a different level.
Not sure
It is
I want to
on,
watch it then.
it's amazing. Amazing. But really, really dark. I then immediately had to get on YouTube and find interviews with this Evan Peters guy to see what did this do to your psyche? Like, how did this, and he talked about how depressed he was during doing this and how he didn't realize how much he was pushing away from everybody that was around him, his friends, his family, because he really had to go to this dark place. And I have no idea. I don't know how you get ready for that kind of thing as somebody who was trying to do acting. I have no idea how you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to be a murder, cannibal, fucking crazy guy. But really, really good show. Jeff Dahmer. Go get your creepy on. And, I just wrote over there in the corner just because I want to say it one more time that the Astros are going to win the World Series. Yordan has now come back to life and is Yordan again. Kyle Tucker is still killing it. Alex Bregman is still killing it. Oh, by the way, Aldamus Diaz also fucking raking it in right now. So good luck. You're gonna have to score 7 runs to hang with the Astros. You're gonna have to be in that 7 to 6 runs.
I'm kind of glad that Fromber's little streak ended, so he doesn't have to focus on that anymore.
Yeah, he can relax. I agree. And we won that game. And we came back and won that game in the fucking ninth inning.
And it's still a single season record, so
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
impressive.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you on Fromber. I think that was a good thing. It clears his head now. Now he can get pissed and go, oh, fuck, man, I lost that thing. You know what? Fuck that. I'm going to play even harder.
Let's go 26 now.
Let's go win a fucking, let's go win a World Series, and that'll shut everybody up. So go Stros. We're going to get to it.
First down.
Welcome to the Tom Brady Hour, where Tom Brady is king every day, all day.
Tom
Go
Brady
Tom,
all the
go Tom. Man, what a heartbreak for Tom Brady. He had Green Bay coming to town. I got to tell you, I know that they lost this game. They lost in the last second. Could have got a 2-point conversion and tied the game, but he just couldn't get it. He almost got it, and he was doing it with 4, 5, 6. He was doing it with nobodies. He was doing it with Scotty Miller, Cole Beasley.
Is he getting flashbacks from
Russell
fucking
Gage. I mean,
New
it probably
England?
did feel like that.
Yeah, remember them years where they didn't have nobody to
Yeah,
throw to?
his last year there, 2019.
He's like, what the fuck? I came here for weapons.
Yeah, and But I got to tell you, they almost it was one of those things too where it was fourth quarter, I think, with a minute and so to go, and they were down 6 to 14.
6, yeah.
And so of course he did Tom Brady things, and he walked them straight down the field in the minute and something that they had. They scored a touchdown with Russell Gage, and they need a 2-minute, and he's trying to get him lined up in the 2-minute, but he doesn't have a timeout left. He's got new fucking guys that he doesn't know. He's trying to tell them where to go, where to motion to. He's trying to set up a play. He just didn't get it. He didn't get it off in time. It was delay game, so they had to back up 5 yards, and then when they did it again, he almost got it to him too. It was a nice little window that he got it in, but Russell Gage couldn't bring it in. They're asking Russell Gage, a dude who's been a slot receiver for his whole career.
I mean, you get Evans back this week.
Yeah, you get Evans back.
I think Julio was 50-50 last week.
I think he'll play this week.
So he should play this week.
Yeah, and
Godwin is still, a few weeks away maybe. They need to be careful with Godwin because it's a hamstring, and so...
Yeah, and he just came back. He just came back from his other injury too.
And then they say that when you're coming off those, what was it? His was Achilles, wasn't it?
No, he tore his ACL.
Oh, his was ACL.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you come off of those, very common for like hamstring injuries and shit. So they just gotta kind of be careful.
They gotta take their time.
They're gonna be okay. They're 2-1. They got a fucking hell of a defense.
They got a tough test this week because Kansas City's coming to town, and Sunday Night Football, Kansas City Chiefs at Tampa Bay. It's gonna be a good
coming
one.
off a loss. So.
Yeah, they should play. That should be a good game. But
I don't know. I'm not real sure about this new offensive scheme. Like they seem to be.
I gotta
just different.
As a Tom Brady lover, as a Tom Brady aficionado,
I mean, you're fucking head of his fan club. I think
he doesn't seem very happy anymore. I don't know. I mean, I know it's only 3 games, and
that's kind of where you want him to be,
right? I get it.
I mean, that's what you want.
I don't want chill.
You
Tom.
don't. Yeah,
I
you
like
don't
Psycho
want,
Tom.
Yeah, you don't.
But it also.
You don't want this to be easy, or he'll
there's a
get
vibe
bored.
of just kind of like, God damn it, this is fucking annoying, and this is not what I signed up for, and I just wanted to. I feel like he came back because he's like, that's not the way I want to go out. I want to go. I feel like his ideal way of retiring, and even though he's never really thought about it, is he knows he wants to be on the with the trophy, having that last moment. I think he even thinks there might be a nice real moment to have where he realizes on stage getting the trophy, hey, this is it. I should just walk away, and he tells the fans some nice, I don't know, goodbye. But I don't know. I just feel like he's frustrated at the moment. They're still 2-1. They barely lost. Also, let me just say this for Green Bay. This was the best you got. You had everybody healthy. You brought everybody to town.
That one,
they played great defense.
We should talk about their rookie receiver. Apparently, what's his name?
Watson.
Romeo Dobbs.
Oh, Dobbs. Yeah, they like him. Yeah, they're going to Malai. He's getting a lot of targets.
The coach was talking about getting him the ball. So I don't know if it would be a guy in our league or in this 8-team league, but if you're in a 12-team league, probably somebody you should go grab.
No, there's way better people. Tyler Boyd's still out there in our 8-team league. Jahan Dotson's out there. I would take both those guys over Dobbs. But yeah, I Green Bay can suck it. That was the best that you got. You scored 14 points. This Tampa Bay defense is legit. They dropped, Vita Vea, their big nose tackle. They dropped him into coverage on a goal line play, and so Aaron Jones caught it on the 1. And it was just supposed to be like turn, but Vita Vea is standing right there, and he made him fumble on the 1, and they got the ball back.
Yeah. I watched Lotto games this week, but I didn't watch that one yet because I knew it was boring.
I had my eye on my boy, but I just wanted.
I had already seen. I was at work and I had seen a little bit of it. So,
but a heartbreaking loss. Man, really thought once they scored the touchdown and you feel that momentum with Tom Brady, you're like, oh shit, this is over.
It's too bad that guy can't get a win. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Well, and I also hate that this makes Green Bay now 2-1 and feeling all good, and like they're gonna. I'm still not impressed by Green Bay. I'm not on board.
The Bears are the best team in that division.
Shit, no way. Minnesota's got this. They bounce back. They bounce back well this week, but we'll get to that. Going on.
Second down.
Yeah.
So this game was definitely the best game of the weekend, hands down best. And we thought that going into it with the way Miami played last week.
Buffalo should have won this game.
Buffalo should have won this game.
Buffalo was dominating this game.
But Miami is scrappy.
dominating this game. Yeah, Tua's hurt already. They're fucking. But get the fuck out. Miami's not even gonna make the playoffs.
I hear you, but Miami is gonna be here, and they're not going anywhere.
I will say this: I didn't think they were gonna be as good as you thought they were gonna be.
Their
Buffalo should have won that. Come on, fucking Josh.
But listen, Miami's defense.
Josh Allen. Fucking throw the ball.
Well,
to your dude. You bounce that shit off the turf.
I know. I mean, it was a bad game for him at the end, but Josh Allen, I mean, he scored great points though as far as fantasy.
Josh Allen's been worthy of that pick.
Yeah. But no, the Miami Dolphins, bro, listen.
They ran 39 offensive plays and Buffalo ran 90. Like that's a dominating performance.
It's not though, because it didn't turn out to points, and Miami's defense got turnovers when they needed to. Yeah. They made guys fumble.
But 9 times out of 10, I bet you Buffalo wins that game.
Okay, I'm just saying Miami played really well. They came out with a win. They're 3-0. They're now on top of that division. That's a good tiebreaker thing to have with Buffalo, by the way, if we get later on in the season.
This again. We get to watch this again.
Well, this game will, and it'll happen in Buffalo. It won't be 100 degrees outside. It won't be as hot as it was. That had a big effect on the game. But Tua falls down, bangs his head on the ground, gets a concussion. He clearly had a concussion, bro. Did you see when he got up and he fell back down?
I was listening to them like I didn't see.
So he stands up.
Because I was watching the condensed replay, so they don't show all that.
Yeah, he stands up. He shakes his head a couple of times like, oh, shit, okay. He goes to run, and he fucking falls over. So the refs are like, no, you got to go. Back. Like, you got to go to the side.
But they did all the evaluations.
Supposedly. But this was fast,
they had, what is he, like the neutral doctor or whatever that doesn't work for the team is he went back there and he evaluated him, and so they had determined that the stumble was not because of neurological reasons, because he also like hurt his back and his ankle or some shit.
Christ. Well, he might have a little Max Holloway in him where he was like, "No, I'm good, bro. No, I'm good, bro. Let's go. Aloha." I don't know, but
I don't know, man. He's so small. I mean,
I get you.
Him and Kyler, and even Lamar for that matter. Like Lamar Jackson, the reason I didn't draft him isn't because he's not fucking awesome. It's because eventually he's not going to be there, right? And you can't fucking win a playoff game if you don't have your guy.
Here's what I think about this Miami team, though. They ran the ball in this game way better. Chase Edmonds had a very good game, and they moved the ball by running more than they did in the last few games. They also realized that if Tua goes out and they brought Teddy Bridgewater in, you saw the game plans change where now Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are just running crossing. I almost feel like in spite of Tua, there's still going to be a very good bro, those two are still a problem. I know Tyreek Hill didn't have a good game, but Jalen Waddle's the one that won this game by making a fucking incredible catch, jumping really over a defender. And so Buffalo's also got this. This is not good. They lose Micah Hyde for the entire year. He's out for the season. Jordan Poyer, so they have 2 all-star safeties. Micah Hyde's out, and Jordan Poyer was out too. I know Jordan Poyer is going to be back, but they also are missing Tre'Davious White as well. They're missing their cornerback, so their whole secondary was out. And they kept this a very close game.
And they took this elite offense and they held them to 39 plays. I think Buffalo just got so their offense got so tired because they were out there all fucking game.
But dude, Melvin Ingram on that Miami defense. I'm just saying, this Miami team is not the Miami team that you've known of past. They are a little different. They're a little different, but they're a new team.
I don't see them sustaining this.
I also think this sets up perfectly for my man Tom Brady. Because we all know how bad. I mean,
they apparently want to offer him the half of ownership.
Yeah, they're going to give him ownership. My theory is that he plays out this year with Tampa Bay, and then he goes there and he wins another one with Miami. Because you give him Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with some Mike Gesicki and some running backs and a defense that's coming around. I'm into it, Tom. But yeah. Crazy game. I'm still hesitant on Tua. I'm with you. I'm not ready to crown him a future star in this league. But Miami's team.
What do you think about McKenzie?
Isaiah McKenzie. Yeah.
He had a good game.
Yeah. And they will continue. Oh, another one that actually I really enjoyed was that James Cook got involved in this game. He got 8 points on my bench, but it's promising because that was an investment pick. I picked James Cook because I know early on he wasn't going to get a lot, but later on in the season, they might not like Devin Singletary so much, or he might get banged up. They don't really use Zach Moss that much, so it might be a time where they're like, let's get the kid in there and see what he can do. He dropped a ball, so he got a ball thrown to him that he dropped, but he ran the ball a couple times, and he still ended up getting 8 points. So promising there. But yeah, Isaiah McKenzie, if he's out there, I definitely would go grab him. I think he's probably out there in our 8 team.
He's definitely out there in our league.
But it's
just so different. I tell you what, though, this fucking 8-team league, it's got me fucking. God, it's so fucking frustrating.
What a great transition!
Third down.
So, Dannon's frustrations. That's where we left off just now. Dannon's frustrations are here, and it's because of me. I defeated Dannon 100 and I had to write it down because it's so close. 126.2 to 124.46. So that's what? It's a little
less
over,
than 2 points.
Less than 2 points. Point and a half. Yeah.
That's 1.74 points.
That's insane. Insane.
But I was winning until that last fucking interception. Yeah. Actually, I was losing the whole night, and then I was winning.
That field goal. Well, when the Giants kicked the field goal, I was
winning by 0.26.
And then Trevor
fucking goddamn interception. What the fuck? So I'm 0-3 now.
That's the only time that picking a defense has worked for me this entire year.
Okay, we didn't think about it. I picked. So this week I streamed defenses. I don't remember if I had Cincinnati or something.
No, the Chargers.
Well, I know who I picked up. So I go looking for defenses. And I'm like, Jacksonville's going all the way to the West Coast. Playing in L.A.
Yeah. I started them in my other league.
I pick up the Chargers. The only defense I could not pick up and win this game was the Chargers.
Thank you, Chargers.
I could have picked up any other defense.
Thank you, Joey
Some of them
Bosa.
got -1 points. That'd have been fine.
Yeah.
I could have not started a fucking defense.
That would have been better.
I would have been fine.
Yeah, you would have won.
Oh, God. So, yes, this 8-team league is very frustrating.
Very frustrating. I mean, neither of us had great days. We had very average days. Cooper Kupp and Devonte Adams.
My whole team is just that
Pittman.
average, it seems.
Well, and so we also are the first teams to accept a trade, and it happens to be with each other.
Proposed from you to me?
Yes, I sent this to him because I foresee that my running backs are a problem. I had to start Miles Sanders, and I started who was the other one I started? No, it was DeAndre Swift and Miles Sanders. So now that DeAndre Swift is now hurt, and it seems like that when I saw Dan Campbell say he needs to be out until past our bye week, he needs to be out for the next 3 weeks, I was like, shit, I got a real problem. Because Miles Sanders is going to be up and down. I know there's going to be games where he doesn't give me big product, but I just got to ride with that for now. So I made the trade of Michael Pittman for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm not going to lie. You've made the comment that you think Michael Pittman is going to be a steal this year, so I knew that you were interested. I knew I couldn't offer you something shit. I couldn't offer you Devonte Smith. I had to offer you something that you would really want.
I think you have Devonte Smith.
Oh yeah, I keep saying that. I always think. Yeah. But no, I know I couldn't offer you like Juju or something silly like that. It had to be something real. So Michael Pittman was he was actually I think he was my third pick. Maybe he was my third or fourth pick, but I drafted him pretty high.
I think he was your fourth pick because you went Swift.
Yeah.
Third. Because you said you reached for it and then you went Pittman.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: usually when I know a trade's good is if I'm like, oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. Well, and I go back and forth, so I figure it was a good trade.
I think it's an even trade. I'm probably giving up more value because we know Michael Pittman is the number one there, and that he is going to have good games, but. Listen, I drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year, and I think they got away from it a little bit in this game, which we'll talk about in the next down. That I think that's what happened is that they turned into a little bit more of that street ball mentality where he was just throw. In the first 2 weeks, we saw them run the ball and get it to Clyde Edwards-Helaire more, and they won both of those games.
Well, my thing with him is that he's getting all the goal line work this year, and that's huge for him.
And they're checking down to him, so he's getting catches as well.
He's the number 3 running back after 3 weeks.
I liked what I've seen out of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I'm willing to roll with that. I realize that he is also injury prone, and that I might run into another problem there.
Well, I need to get away from all this fucking Denver bullshit, so that's why I did it. I was like, I need to.
Yeah. But I feel good about some of my other running backs that I picked up. Like I picked up James Robinson, and he's been playing really well.
Honestly, right now you should be playing him over fucking.
I know. And Chase Edmonds had a good game too. So I have both of them on my bench that just sat there with no point. That like I could have started them and had a much better game, but I still need to make a move to where I'm kind of fixing that problem, which I knew this was going to be a problem. I even knew that drafting the 3 receivers at one point, I'm doing it in my other leagues too. I sent some other trades out in my other leagues too, where I'm trying to get rid of that 3rd receiver for a good running back, because this is where I'm at now. I just can't go forward with just Miles Sanders. I'm starting Miles Sanders and Raheem Mostert in these other leagues, and it's not working. So. But I am 3-0. I am 3-0 in my restaurant league. It's weird when you're in so many leagues. I guess I'm holding that one the highest. Yeah. Like I want to win that one the most because I'm around those people the most. So I want to be able to talk shit all year, And but it's strange being in all these different leagues. Like I said, I have Devonte Smith. I don't have Devonte Smith in ours.
That's why. I was in a bunch of them. And it's just one league's enough.
Yeah, it's super complicated. I have Deebo Samuel in the other league.
Let's talk about Deebo. Because when I watched that game, first of all, he was wide open for a touchdown, and Jimmy just missed him. Not missed him as he threw the ball over him. He just didn't even fucking see him. He's like standing alone. Yeah. He did he could have had 2 touchdowns easily. They're using him a lot. He could have had a much bigger game.
I think we're just seeing that Jimmy hasn't played.
He's rusty, yeah.
He's had 0 snaps.
Wasn't he coming off an injury too? Yeah.
He literally didn't even practice. There's not been one bit of practice. He had shoulder surgery. Yeah. So, I think give it time.
Yes.
Give it time.
I'm not too
They got
worried.
George Kittle involved. Deebo was involved. It could have been more. They were throwing the ball to Brandon Ayuk as well, though. That was a weird game,
I thought that I wanted to see him run the ball more, but I don't. I think I'd just like to see him catch it.
I think that their offense has to be rolling. I think they have to have already scored and be in a good spot where they can try that. Because it's kind of a trickery play, right?
Yeah, but it just didn't seem to work very well.
No, it doesn't. But when their offense is rolling and Deebo's rolling and his confidence is up, it almost seems like he runs harder.
He runs hard. Some of those fucking collisions are violent where you're like, he's going to fucking hurt himself.
Yeah, but I mean, he was tough last year.
But he's just so good.
I still believe in him.
He's so good.
I've got him in my other league, and I still believe in him.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him as much. I think that they were trying to give him the ball, and I think that was that was a Garoppolo thing right there.
And how crazy if you don't commit a safety by stepping out of the back of the end zone while you're throwing the ball, you win the game because it's 11-10. So you lost by 2. All you had to do was not fucking
lost by 1. Yeah,
oh, you lost by 1. Yeah. But anyways, I think we talked that. What were we on? We
just finished third down there.
Our matchup, it was a great win. Let's go. Those are the kind of wins that you need. I need those.
My team's about to come around. This is a long season. This is a 14-game season.
Long season, but I felt good. I felt good about sneaking out a win there. I'm gonna make some changes. I got Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming along. I don't think somebody did vote to veto it. Did you see that? How many votes do we need?
I don't know.
Oh man, well,
2 or 3.
There was 1 vote to veto it. Fuck
it's probably
you,
your boy
hater.
Dalton.
Fuck you, hater.
4th down.
Oh, shocker! Who guessed it? If I would have told you of all these games they were probably one of the highest favorites. Yeah, they were a 7-point favorite on the road in Indianapolis. Kansas City Chiefs lose to the lowly Indianapolis Colts. The Colts have been terrible. I really have not seen anything good from them and did not think they had this in them. But
they're supposed to have a really good offensive line, and they don't look very good.
They don't. But I did believe in this team going into the in the offseason. I've always said I thought that Indianapolis was going to win this division. I still do. I still think Indianapolis comes back and wins this division, especially with the move. Matt Ryan in the fourth quarter. He was pretty good. He was pretty good. He was hitting some tight windows. They brought up a crazy stat about like every single one of his passes in the fourth quarter had a 1 yard window that he fitted in. It was like a perfect little window, and they were showing some of the passes. Matt Ryan still got it in him. I feel like in these moments he can kind of, but it's in the big games. In the big games, no, not so much. If this was for a Super Bowl, he definitely would have crumbled. But in this game, he played well. There was also a crazy moment where it got Indianapolis the ball back because Chris Jones, the defensive end for Kansas City, like tackled Matt Ryan in the back or tackled him in the backfield. They're getting up, and Chris Jones says something to Matt Ryan that the ref overhears and throws an unsportsmanlike flag.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So it got the ball back to Indianapolis, and they scored, and Kansas City couldn't. Kansas City also, man, they are missing Tyreek Hill. I know they've looked good the first 2 weeks, and I know they've spread the ball around. But when he was looking for big Marquez Valdes-Scantling, he missed him on a big route. He missed Juju on a route that was deeper. He's looking for that deep ball. Travis Kelce can't always be there. And it does seem like this might be a problem going forward.
I think that's going to be the CEH role, though, is that he should be getting more looks because he looks really good when he gets the ball.
I hope so for my benefit. I think Kansas City. This is gonna be a great game against Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay's in the same boat where they're 2-1. They don't want to lose again. They're coming off a loss. They're gonna get Mike Evans back. They're probably gonna get Julio Jones back.
Can we talk about how disappointing the fucking AFC West is?
I know, right?
Like what we thought this fucking badass division.
I mean, how much did I miss on the Raiders? I was wrong
and the fucking
on the
Chargers,
Raiders. Yeah.
and the fucking Broncos. Get the fuck.
Yeah.
Like KC's the only one actually living up to it.
The Broncos are 2-1.
Yeah, but they look like shit.
They do. I mean,
and that's why I'm so frustrated because, and I'll tell you this now, but we'll talk about this in a minute. But goodness fucking Christ, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well,
I just fucked the whole algorithm up because of you, Denver.
Yeah, fuck the algorithm.
God damn it, Russell. You son of a bitch.
But Kansas City, Indianapolis, I don't think if I would have told you that that's the way that game was going to go,
that's why I wore this shirt.
Oh, is that a Colts shirt?
It's my Colts shirt.
Oh, gross.
So apparently when I was wearing this last year, they did lose every time.
Nice.
And I didn't
just
realize
like me picking the Houston Texans. Last week I picked the Houston Texans to beat the Bears. We lost, so I'm riding with that.
Oh, you're going opposite.
I'm going to pick the Texans every week, so that
is this rolling in the fifth down now or what?
You know what? Let's roll on in there.
Fifth down.
Oh, man. So I am so good at making picks. That's why mybookie.com just keeps on saying, hey, you guys use the promo code. Fuck the algorithm. I got 7 out of the 16 games right. That is not 500. That is less than 500. That is not so good.
The big will eat you up on that.
Yep. But let's see. It started off with a Thursday night game. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Cleveland was a 5-point favorite, and I didn't respect it.
Jacoby Brissett played much better than I thought he would.
He did, and it was a Nick Chubb day. It was a Nick Chubb day.
Cleveland's got a good offensive line. He was pretty clean the whole time.
God damn, man. If Cleveland wins, 6 out of these 11... Because
all they gotta do is make the fucking playoffs.
You add Deshaun to this mix.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I know he'll have some rust, but he will jump right back. He's going to be good. He's going to be good.
And Brissett looks good.
Yeah, I agree. And but he's going to look out. Think about how good Amari Cooper is with Deshaun Watson.
And Njoku had a fucking career day. But I'll tell you this about Njoku because this dude asked me. He was like, "Let's check out my lineup." I'm like, "Yeah, Njoku in there." Njoku was terrible. I was like, "Get rid of Njoku, pick up Logan Thomas, right?" And he did. And then the next day, Njoku has a career
Career day. And I don't think it'll happen again.
It won't. And Pittsburgh must have just decided not to cover him. And did you watch this game?
Briefly.
Every fucking catch, he's just standing there like, hey, I'm open again. And Jacoby Brissett just started eventually just going, where's Njoku?
Well,
boom.
And from what I saw, Mitchell Trubisky just not.
He's terrible.
He's not very good.
Hey, the Bears took him like second overall.
They sure did.
In the same draft as Mahomes and Watson. And Watson. Like 11 and 12
They took Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. And you will always live with that Bears fan.
And I think what the Texans and the Chiefs traded up to get both of those guys after they're like, all right,
these idiots drafted Mitchell fucking Trubisky. But
Trubisky.
I'm not into Pittsburgh. I still don't think they're a very good team. My boy Najee has been average.
Their O-line's terrible.
Yeah, and Chase Claypool sucks. Oh, imagine that. Deontay Johnson is the shining
the only one
star,
but he's getting so many targets. But I wouldn't trust that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This is why they were a part of my no draft group. I did not draft a single Steeler.
Thank God.
Because I'm not into it.
Not that it's really fucking helping me any. Thanks, Denver.
That's funny. Oh, man. Then, speaking of the Bears got to win against Lovie Smith. Maybe Lovie's been paid to lose because he's pretty good at fucking it up there at the very end.
Well, he's just,
There was some bad. No, they could have won this game. They could have won this game. Their defense could have played differently. They gave up fucking stupid shit at the end of this game.
Good.
It almost seems like they're trying to lose. I hope so. Maybe me picking you is what caused you to lose this game. I hope so. I want Bryce Young, so let's lose.
Is he the best quarterback?
I think so. CJ Stroud is going to be touted as the best, I think, the kid from Ohio State. I'm not into him as much. I think he's kind of reminds me of Dak Prescott, where his arm isn't as strong. Bryce Young gives me very Deshaun vibes, where he just seems like a winner. Yeah. He seems like he's got an arm. He seems like he'll make the right play at the right time. He's mobile. So I kind of want I want a replacement for Deshaun. I also like the kid from Florida, Anthony Richardson. That kid is 6'4" and fucking 260 or whatever. He looks like a little light-skinned Josh Allen.
That's what we want.
And that also intrigues me. I think the more as we get closer to the draft, he might rise. And then I think there's going to be 4 quarterbacks that go very, very high, if not top 4 picks in this year's draft, because there's always that one random,
Mitch Trubisky,
Carson Wentz, or Trey Lance, or one of these fucking people that pop up. And then those 3 are bona fide. Everybody agrees on that those 3 will be top 3 in the draft. Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, and Bryce Young. So it's and you look at the teams that are going to be at the bottom,
Vegas,
Seattle. Oh, shit. Maybe.
They need a quarterback.
Maybe. They do need a quarterback. We'll get to it.
They're only 0-3
Fuck it, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
so Houston lost to Chicago 2023. They were.
Oh wait, we do need to talk about what's his name got hurt.
David Montgomery got hurt. Khalil Herbert is definitely on the top of.
He had a huge game.
He had a huge game, and I like Khalil Herbert. He was the second leading scorer for this week.
Well, I will say this: in the past, when we've seen him get a big volume of touches, he does shit with it.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good running back. He's out there in our league. He's in the eight-man league.
Although the Bears say that Montgomery's day to day.
But Montgomery does this.
Yeah, I know.
Montgomery does this. So I wouldn't even trust. Even if he does come back, it's just a matter of time before he goes back out. That's the thing with these guys. Like once the injury's there,
but he looks so good when he.
Yeah. Well. Sorry, but your ligaments don't say so.
The Bears. I'm sorry.
Bears
what are we on now?
Bears got to win. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm going to be wrong every week, my bookie. The Vegas Raiders, though, man, was I wrong about that. I had them winning this division. That is clearly not going to happen. They just don't look very good either. They were a 2-point favorite on the road with Tennessee.
Why?
They lost.
Like, what the fuck?
I mean,
what's going on?
Because they seem like that they just aren't together on offense. They don't know what they want to be. They had no Hunter Renfrow in this, and I'm imagining that what's happening is Devonte Adams is getting double covered a lot. I don't know why Darren Waller is not getting the targets. He's just not. I watched the game. He just didn't get the targets.
Who the fuck's Matt Collins?
he had a huge game, and I actually in the first week he had a pretty good week. He had a catch in the first week that I kind of went, ooh, that guy's pretty good, and he's a big receiver.
Before we go anymore, speaking of catches, did you see fucking that Pittsburgh?
Yeah, the Pickens catch. Yeah, that was crazy.
Damn, I did want to bring that up.
That was some Odell shit right there.
That looked harder than
that was
like
crazy.
He was like,
yeah.
Completely. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Anyway, sorry.
In a loss. In a 17-29 loss.
I just remember watching that. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
But man, Vegas is very disappointing. I guess it's just not meant to be for Derek Carr. So can we chalk this up to, because some of this, Derek Carr's not very good.
I don't think Derek Carr's very good either, but I think that with Denver and it's got to be here with Vegas that they're putting, these guys are learning these new offenses and learning these new pieces to their offense.
Well, I was going to say
Russell's got a whole brand new everything.
I was going to say that about
Carr's got a new offense. He's also learning. He's added another a receiver, although he's familiar with him. He's got to learn how to get all these guys involved. Yes. And maybe that's just not clicking yet.
Russell Wilson. Well, I'll come back to Derek Carr, but Russell Wilson is a unique talent because what he's very good at is the Patrick Mahomes thing, where he can extend the play, he can run around, he's shifty, he's quick, he can run if he needs to, but he also can extend the play and can find people when they get open. That's what Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson. That's their gift. And Aaron Rodgers. That's what they do. They run around and then they find you when you get open, and then they go, great, cool. I can make this throw on the run and I can make it accurately. Derek Carr, when we've seen him in the past, I think it is what you're saying, that where he's been good is that he's used to the system and he knows what he's doing, and he goes to Hunter Renfrow and he knows that he knows and he knows, and he ends up winning some games, but they don't win the big games. Now it seems like this is a very complicated system that Josh McDaniels is trying to land on him. Maybe Devonte Adams is getting double covered, so that's his first read every time. He's like, I want to go to Devonte Adams. Oh shit, he's getting doubled. Now I don't know what to do. And that's the problem. That's what I can't stand about Derek Carr, is that when he gets into his second read, extending the pocket, doing all that shit, he can't do it. He's a dum-dum. It's just like David. It's just like David. He's a dum-dum.
They're pretty.
They're dum-dums.
They're pretty.
They're not good at this game. They don't really understand this game. They've got
pretty
a good
and
arm.
physically gifted.
Yeah, they're physically gifted. They look the part, but they're not really NFL quarterbacks. They're just dum-dums that can't figure this shit out. And he's a dum-dum. He's a fucking idiot. And I made a mistake. I'm a dum-dum for believing in Derek Carr and thinking that this fucking guy could win games. He can't.
I think I said something along those lines before the season. But,
and I was wrong. I'm going to ride with them for a little bit.
I do believe there's better days ahead for them.
And listen, I drafted Darren Waller and I drafted Devonte Adams in the other league.
Well, how about this? Maybe Josh McDaniels ain't that good of a fucking head coach, and he should just stick with fucking
apparently,
Belichick.
Mark Davis and him had a one-on-one conversation after the game for hours where they were talking. So, how crazy.
We've seen this shit before. Like,
yeah, I know.
That motherfucker picked Tim Tebow in the first round.
I know. I get it, and it was clearly a mistake. I also don't know what to make of Tennessee. They come and they get blown out by Buffalo, and I think they look terrible. And then in this game, they looked all right. They actually looked okay.
It
became a Derrick Henry game, and that's what you got to do.
And honestly, you know what? If you want to win,
yeah.
Yes, you want him to stay healthy.
But look how crazy this this was a weird week. I just want to throw that out there, too. These next two games we've already seen.
It's the NFL.
The Kansas City and Indianapolis we talked about. I got that wrong. 7-point favorite on the road. It was 17-20. Indy won. Buffalo at Miami. We talked about that. Buffalo was a 4-point favorite, and they lost 19-21. I got that wrong. Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota. So, actually, when I did the picks on last week's show, because Minnesota had played the Monday night before, the spread wasn't up. And I even said on the show, because I went back and listened, I said, if this number's really high, you might not go. I might go with Detroit if this number's really high. I think Minnesota wins this game, but I did call this. I picked Minnesota, but I was like, only if the number's low, like 4 and below.
What's that number?
6.5. So Minnesota.
So you would have taken Detroit.
I would have taken Detroit, and I would have been right with Vegas. But I wanted to be honest here and say I did pick Minnesota. But
I watched this game.
It was a good game.
It was a good game, but Detroit seems to be finding ways to lose again.
Well, this is Detroit. This is the Detroit Lions, and I root for them, and I love them, and they were my sneaky pick to sneak into the playoffs as a wild card team. But this is what Detroit does, and also. Minnesota knew that they looked very, very poor against Green Bay in the week before that, or not Green Bay.
They ran the ball Philly. All over them, and that's how they came back. They ran the ball, kept their offense off the field, and
Dalvin Cook seems to be injured.
He is injured, and what's his name should be
Madison is a huge
should
pickup,
be on here,
and everybody's. I'm also trying to trade for him. He's the one I'm sending for.
Well, and Dalvin Cook gets hurt every year.
Exactly. It's not going to change.
He's actually out there in our league.
Well, he's a used car. He's a used car. Dalvin Cook's a used car.
He looks so good when he's running. So what?
That's
the injury is the same. So I had this injury where his shoulder comes out. It's called subluxing, where it comes out of a socket and then it pops back in, but it just hurts like fucking hell. And so he's had it before. And he's played with the protective sling or brace, but he just didn't have it on because he, I guess, had surgery on it. But well, he might still play. They don't know, but I think they play in London.
Madison, and I would start Madison because he also looks good. I like Madison. I think he's a good runner.
They almost look like the same goddamn dude.
Yeah, he's a good runner. I'm into Madison. When I watch Madison play, I'm like, ooh, he's good. He's quick. He's got explosive speed. Yeah. But runs Detroit, hard. Man. Amon-Ra St. Brown is legit. I think he left the game for a little bit. I was gonna say
if he doesn't chill out, he's gonna get hurt.
I know, yeah. And he's a smaller guy. Yeah.
He's not real big, and he laid out for that fucking touchdown. Did you see that shit? And he didn't get it.
He didn't get it. He got fucking close though. He got close. I almost was like, you gotta give it to him. That guy jumped up the fucking. He jumped so high.
Jesus Christ.
But impressive win for Minnesota because Detroit is a good team. Detroit's gonna win games this year. They just aren't going to win maybe this top tier.
Honestly, I think Detroit's the best team in that division.
Yeah, I would say...
They have great offense. Their offense is very explosive. Their offensive line looked good. They're good against the pass, but they really struggled against the run, and that's how Minnesota.
Well, now Minnesota's 2-1, Green Bay's 2-1, Chicago's 2-1. So
what's Detroit 1-2?
1-2 now, but a very funny division. But I got that. I got that wrong. I would have got it right. God damn it.
Chicago's still the worst team.
Baltimore at New England. Baltimore was a 3-point favorite. Woo. They smoked them. Mark Andrews. Let me tell you, if you took Mark Andrews in the first round and people snickered at you and were like,
I took Kelsey over Andrews.
And some people did that. And I don't think that's a bad pick because I do think Kelsey continues to get targets. Kelsey had 2 touchdown passes in his hands that he dropped. That he would never drop. These are drops that the one drop, his hands go up to his helmet, and he's just like this because he's like, I can't fucking believe I did that. You're right. Kansas City could have won this game. Buffalo could have won their game. The better teams lost maybe on both of those big games, but Kelsey was a good pick. But Mark Andrews, I think he is so fucking consistent.
He's really good. Super
week,
athletic.
He's the number 1 tight end right now, and I don't see it slowing down.
He's the number 1 target on that team.
He is 2 weeks in a row. Last week, so this top 13 list that I have down here, I'm going to do that every week where I take the flex players and I put who was the top scorers for the week. And to see just kind of like Mac Hollins or whatever it is, he's out there. He's on the Zay Jones is out there in a lot of leagues. Jamal Williams that's not Devonte Williams, that's Jamal Williams from Detroit. And with DeAndre Swift missing time, Jamal Williams is a huge pickup. He's out there in our league. That's a huge pickup because he also plays really, really well. But Devonte Smith, number 1. Man, I was sending out Devonte Smith trades in both of my other leagues to people after his week 1, his 0 points. And I was sending them out for bullshit. I was like, Devonte Smith, because I needed a running back. So it was for Michael Carter, or I think I'd sent one out.
You were trying to trade him?
I was trying to trade Devonte Smith for Michael Carter after week 1, just because I knew that if you know Devonte Smith, the Heisman Trophy fucking winning wide receiver Devonte Smith, that this is going to turn around. They went to AJ Brown pretty much the entire first game. It looked great. It wasn't a bad thing. They won the game, but I knew Devonte Smith was going to get involved, and this game was exactly what made me go ha 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 to all the people that laughed at me when I sent those trades in that first week. There were people who were like, he scored 0 points, bro. Why would I trade for him? And I was like, all right, you believe what you want, but Devonte Smith is going to have fucking good games. And this was one of them. Him and Khalil Herbert, they both scored 30.9 in my league. Matt Collins scored 29.96. Mark Andrews was 28. Marquise Brown had a very good game. I don't know how much I would count in that every week, but
he's good.
Yeah, and I mean, DeAndre Hopkins isn't going to be back for a couple weeks. They still haven't played Rondale Moore, so he should have big weeks as well. I guess it has kind of proved me wrong about Arizona too, because they played well as well. They lost, but their offense still put up some good fantasy stuff. Kyler still put up fantasy points. Actually, I don't know what he scored.
I like James Conner a lot.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite guys to watch.
Yeah, and
he just runs so hard.
Yep.
I don't know. I like him. I just don't trust Kyler very much. But
Yeah, I hear that.
I think we skipped a bunch of shit though.
We did. Well, and I was randomly
we were
talking about
Mark
list.
Andrews. But what about fucking Lamar Jackson? Jesus
Christ, bro! If he plays like
he's on a fucking mission to prove that they should pay him.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's what I didn't realize about this year.
We didn't factor that.
I didn't take that factor of that he is out to say fuck
he's
you to
betting
everyone.
on himself.
Yeah, and it's like, and
he's got to stay healthy.
It might be Baltimore tagging him, or it might be Baltimore letting him go, but let's just say that he plays this way. At this point, he's probably your leading MVP. He's got to be the MVP at this point, the way he's playing. And let's say
who's playing better?
Yeah. Let's say that they do let him hit
Jalen Hurts.
Maybe Jalen Hurts. Man, honestly, Jalen Hurts has got to be right there with him. Josh Allen is playing great, and he will be there in the MVP conversation. But
after this week, he dropped a few spots by losing the game by bouncing the ball in front of his fucking receiver. Sorry, Josh.
Hey,
I love you.
He's not what lost.
He's not my problem.
He scored points for you.
I know.
So,
I'm talking about real football in this one.
Yes.
This is strictly real football.
Yes.
I'm not mad at Josh Allen in fantasy at all.
But I had Russell Gage, and I kept him on the bench. I played Tyler Higbee instead of Russell Gage. I should.
Yeah, maybe. Well, if everybody's fucking out,
if everybody was out, I should have realized. I should have realized that he was going to get a lot of targets and then probably some touchdowns. And if I'd have played him, I would have easily won.
I should have realized. The Chargers fucking
you knew that was going to happen. Well, let's keep going here. So Cincinnati got it back on track. Cincinnati went to the Jets.
Flacco threw the ball like 60 times again.
Of course. But this is it. This was the last showing of Flacco. Apparently, Zach Wilson is playing now. So
that'll be interesting.
But
I'm actually curious.
Cincinnati righted the ship, though. They played a lot better in this game.
I did not watch this game.
They played much better on defense.
This is a big T. Higgins game, though, right? No fucking Higgins. Jamar Chase. What the? Aren't you glad you picked Cooper Kupp instead of Jamar Chase?
I made the right choice. And I
think of how mad you'd be.
Well, the thing is that now that they've got, he was only sacked twice. It seemed like the offensive line took it seriously. Of like, we have to be better. We have to keep Joe standing upright. So if that continues and they start rolling a little bit, I do think Jamar Chase has monster games. He might even have better games than Cooper Kupp some weeks, but consistently, I made the right pick as far as Cooper Kupp is their offense.
Yeah, he only scored like 16 points this week, and this was like his worst in like
rushing
3 seasons or something.
But did you see that he hit like 20 miles an hour on that run? It was him and Saquon had the high speed for this week, where they hit the highest miles per hour on them. But his run was fast, and it's the fastest he's been since his ACL surgery in 2018. So I'm glad my guy Cooper Kupp is looking strong. But I got this right. I went with the spread, and I didn't care about 4.5 points. I thought Cincinnati's going to get this win, and they did, 27-12. Philly at Washington.
Crushed Washington.
I've been telling my Turkish friend all week that Washington Commanders are not for real, that the Commander Wentz is not the guy, and boy, was I right.
It's crazy how when you play a good defense that all of a sudden you're just not as good.
I'll tell you this about Philly, man. Their defense is young. They've got those 2 Georgia Bulldogs that they just added with Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. They're getting Darius Slay. Darius Slay might be the best cornerback in the league. He shut down Justin Jefferson last week, and he did a very good job against Terry McLaurin this week. They're a problem. They're a problem. They're 3-0. They're definitely going to win that division with what's. I know that the Cowboys, they got this win last night, so now they're 2 wins with Cooper Rush.
They got to be on top of everybody's power rankings, right? They got to be.
Philly. Oh, Philly? I know. How are they not?
Who are you going to put in front of them?
Well, I mean,
Buffalo.
You could make the case with Miami.
Well, yeah, but only because of record.
Only because of record, but
not because of performance.
They're the last 2 3-0 teams. So
right, but Miami hasn't dominated. Right, they should have lost to Baltimore probably, and they should have lost to fucking Buffalo too.
Shouldas.
Right, but I'm talking about if you're evaluating teams.
I would rank Philly ahead of Miami.
I would too.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Philly's a problem. I think that defense only gets better with time.
You would rank Miami number 2?
No.
I wouldn't either.
I would still have Buffalo ahead of them.
I would too.
I would even have Kansas City ahead of them. I would struggle, but I would say Tampa Bay is better than them still. But that's the whole league, and that's tough. That's a tough. It's also early.
My point is I'm not trying to poo-poo Miami.
But Miami's there.
I'm actually rooting for them. When I'm watching this game, if I didn't have Josh Allen, I'd be rooting for Miami. Don't get me wrong. I like it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Miami. It's the same thing with Arizona. When you watch those guys play, that little kid's going to get hurt.
I think Tua misses games, to be honest with you. If I had to bet on it, I would bet that he doesn't play a whole season. But Teddy Bridgewater came in, and when Teddy...
and that's what you're saying.
So when Teddy Bridgewater came in, all of a sudden it was crossing routes, and I was like, well, that's dangerous. That can almost be enough to win you games against bad teams.
Because of those 2 guys.
Yeah. And they're going to play the Jets. They're going to play the Patriots. The Patriots now are a bad team.
Without Mac Jones.
Yeah, they're Brian Hoyer now. They are literally going to lose.
I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Start whatever defense is playing the Patriots this week because they are going to be.
Damn, I didn't even think about that when I was going and getting a defense.
Yeah, who are they playing? Oh, Green Bay. If they're out there, they might not be out there. Most people have Green Bay's defense.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were on New Orleans at Carolina. I got this one. Philly stomped out Washington. Wasn't even close. They beat their ass the entire game. Washington looked terrible.
Jalen Hurts is the real deal.
Carson Wentz is terrible.
There's better days for Washington.
Sure, I guess, but this was what they looked like.
Are they a real? Yeah, are they a legit team?
Yes. No. And New Orleans at Carolina.
New Orleans is not good.
New Orleans is not good. Jameis Winston is Jameis Winston. They have a real problem there. They might be one of the teams looking to move up in the draft and go get their future because they don't have a future. Speaking of, on the other side, even though they got the win, that's not a future. Baker Mayfield ain't a future. Sam Darnold ain't a future. So Carolina's looking for a quarterback, but they got the win here.
And how disappointing are those guys?
Yeah. I picked against them. I picked some home dogs there with Carolina Panthers, and I was right. Carolina got this win, 22-14, but kind of a doo-doo ass game.
Just nothing to be excited about. There, really.
Jacksonville at the Chargers.
Now this one's interesting.
Everybody called this, right? Everybody knew that this was going to happen. I'll tell you this. Jacksonville.
Are they legit? Are they good?
They might be. They might be.
I know. So this is what I was going to tell you earlier was, so I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, and he's like getting better, right? Yeah. And I watched the game, and he looks pretty good, and he has legit receivers. Yeah, and this offensive line looks good, and they're playing in this West Coast offense where he's just making reads and throwing short passes.
Playing well.
Yeah, and so he's getting better. Russell Wilson's getting worse, and I was like, should I drop Russell Wilson? Because we can only have 2 quarterbacks.
And Trevor Lawrence is out there.
But but I've done this with Russell Wilson before. So this is what I said. I was like, okay, if I win this week and I'm 1-2, I'll keep Russell Wilson. And if I lose, I'll pick up Trevor Lawrence and drop Russell Wilson. But now I can't do it.
It's tough. It's tough because you do see the Denver. You know, they won this game. They're 2-1.
I think they're good.
They might get rolling here. Let's see. Who do they got this week? Oh, shit.
No, it's not.
It's Vegas. Jesus, I don't know what to think.
Oh, but that one, actually, this is a good matchup. So then I kind of have to wait.
Yeah, you do. You got to wait. Because they're going to score. They're going to score on this Vegas defense.
As soon as I fucking drop, and Russell's going to fucking throw fucking 3 touchdowns, run for 2.
And Jacksonville's playing Philly. Yeah. So you can't do it. But Jacksonville, listen.
Okay, so is Jacksonville good?
This is the thing about Jacksonville. They obviously from before were able to build a defense. They did it once before.
Right. Well,
then they got rid of everybody.
Yeah.
And they did, but they grew some of that organically.
Yeah, but Jalen Ramsey and fucking what's his name? Big giant dude in the middle.
Calais Campbell. No, those were buys, but the other guys on that team, the Miles Jack and those other guys that they drafted.
Well, Doug Peterson's a good coach.
Yeah. And I think he might have turned the corner for this team.
Because he won a Super Bowl with Philly, right?
Offensive weapons, they might really be a team. Really be a team. Do I have them winning the Super Bowl? No. Do I think they might sneak into the playoffs? They might.
In this division?
They're 2-1.
In this division?
You're
playing Houston twice.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just stomped out the Colts.
Are they 2-1 or 1-2? I don't know, but
did they win this one?
The Chargers here.
Oh yeah, they're 2-1 because they just beat the Colts. They beat the Colts last week.
Bad, yeah. And the Colts look terrible. Yeah, the Chargers, man. Justin Herbert was clearly injured.
Yes, and then also they turned the ball over.
Yes.
Inside the fucking red zone,
a lot. And it wasn't necessarily on Justin Herbert. It was his receivers fumbling the ball.
Those first 2 times that they did it, Jacksonville only got a field goal. Like, this game could have been way out of fucking hand.
It could have.
And so I took that into account also when thinking about Trevor Lawrence, is that for the fucking Chargers just looked terrible.
And sometimes games just get away from you, Like sometimes in the NFL, it just is like it's like an avalanche where you're like,
that's
they
what
just
I'm saying.
can't
They turned the ball over inside their fucking red zone like twice immediately, and
so this was a weird game. This holds a special place in my heart because thank you so much. Not thank you in my league that I started y'all in where y'all got me -6 points, but thank you in our league where you
won that other game too.
I did. I barely got a win. Thank you, Tony Pollard, for not going off last night.
Thanks, Chargers.
Yeah, good job, Chargers. But that was a weird game. Weird game, weird week. I wouldn't expect it to continue that way. However, if Justin Herbert really is injured, we might have a little bit of backpedaling to do on the Los Angeles Chargers.
So would you just sit him? Like, just let him sit down for a few weeks?
If I'm the Chargers?
Yeah.
I would just say, just sit, get yourself healthy. We can't afford you being out the whole year.
Well, if you're going to lose anyways.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And, who do they got this week? They got the Houston Texans. Yeah, they could win that game with the backup.
Yeah.
I don't know who their backup is, but they could win.
Shit, we're playing backups.
Yeah. Shit. Davis Mills. I fucking called it, by the way. This guy is not the future. He threw a pick to end the game. Fucking terrible. It was a terrible pick, too. Did you see the last play of the game?
I didn't watch any of it.
Oh, my God. The last play of the game, he threw a duck to fucking Raekwon Smith. He fucking threw a perfect ball straight to him. It was like he was aiming at him. Like, I just wanted to throw this to the defense. I really wanted this game to be over.
I'm hungry. I have
fucking
reservations.
Idiot. Yeah, so
I have 3:30 reservations.
Yeah, but yeah, we were on the Rams at the Cardinals. This was actually a tough fought game. They played really hard.
JJ Watt played.
Yeah, and he played tough
decently.
He got laid out by a little white receiver though. That was hilarious. He got cracked by some little white receiver. That was really funny to watch.
Man. You look at him like,
but yeah, the Rams. They still don't seem to be back to 100%. They still seem to be kind of finding themselves.
Off.
Allen Robinson sucks.
Yeah. Maybe that's just what we need to realize is that maybe it wasn't just always bad.
No, it was Allen Robinson.
Maybe Allen Robinson just isn't that good.
Matt Stafford hit him in the fucking hands in the end zone. In a perfect throw, a fucking rope straight to his hands, and Allen Robinson just went.
Yeah. And Stafford's like, what
the fuck, bro? Like, I'm not fucking throwing you. Where's Cooper Kupp?
But then he did throw it to him the very next play.
He kept trying to get it to him.
He missed it again.
He's not throwing it to him. Unlike Robert Woods, who he literally wasn't throwing to him, he is throwing to Allen Robinson. It's just not fucking happening.
Yeah. It's like he wants to.
Yeah.
But, so when's Odell coming back?
Yeah, right?
Because they look pretty good with Odell.
Throw it to Cooper Kupp. Don't stop throwing it to Cooper Kupp.
I think we need to target Cooper about 20 times a game.
Find your guy, okay? Go for that 10.
Hey, let's run a play.
I guarantee he's open, motherfucker.
Throw it to Cooper.
Throw it to Cooper Kupp.
Jesus Christ. Hey, thanks for not doing it this week. And I still fucking lost. God damn it.
This is a weird one. I can't believe I got this right, but I did think that Atlanta would scrappy Atlanta.
My boy.
I thought they beat Seattle. Yeah,
Cordero. I'm going to name my next kid Cordero.
Yeah. Seattle just sucks.
Seattle sucks.
Seattle's not very
good. Atlanta tried to lose this game, and Atlanta could be like 2-1 now.
Yeah,
because they could have. They should have won the other
Giants.
one.
Yeah. And I don't believe in Atlanta as a good team, but I did think that they would win this game because I just don't believe Seattle.
They're definitely better than we thought they would be. Mariota is at least a serviceable quarterback.
How weird is that? I did not think that was the thing. I did not think that would be true, what you just said. But yes, you're right.
And is actually a decent fantasy quarterback because he runs.
He runs and he gets rushing touchdowns. So, kind of a weird game, but I got that right. 27-23, Atlanta got the win. Green Bay at Tampa, we talked about this. I got this wrong because I went with my man, always will, 14-12. San Francisco at Denver. This was a Sunday night game.
Super defensive game.
I watched House of Dragons instead. I didn't really watch much of it. I watched the highlights to it. I
went back and watched it, but
I saw that they got Debo and George Kittle involved, and that the San Francisco's offense is just Jimmy just hasn't played. It seems like he hasn't played.
I just think there's better times ahead for both of these teams.
Yeah, maybe for Denver as well.
I'd really like to see him use Devonte Williams a little more. He runs so hard.
Yeah, and it seems like when they get in the red zone, they switch to Melvin Gordon, which is so weird.
Running backs need rhythm,
Yeah.
and I just don't. They don't seem to let anybody get rhythm anymore these days.
Other than Derrick Henry, they'll do that.
Saquon, he's been getting. But yeah, I think there's better days ahead.
I know that as of right now, I'm wrong on Saquon Barkley. I know he's played great. He's had another good game in a row, but. Over under. What's the over under here? When does the carpet rip out from under him?
Let's see.
I'm just saying.
One of the Watts is already out. One of the Boses is already out.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
Coming.
It's just a matter of time.
McCaffrey's still healthy, but the reason McCaffrey's healthy is because they're not giving him the ball.
Yeah, they're not doing anything with McCaffrey.
Yeah,
it seems like it seems like that. Either he's lost a step or they're just not they're like, we can't go to him 60 times a game. It's not going to work. I don't know. But
eventually you probably get a little gun shy, don't you?
As for him, you might. Yeah. San Francisco, I picked San Francisco in this. I don't know why, because I should have assumed that this would be the kind of game where San Francisco loses. This is what San Francisco does. They get into these close games and they give them away.
Denver has a good defense. And actually San Francisco has a pretty good defense too, but...
Yeah,
I would actually go get Denver's defense, except I have too many fucking Broncos.
Yeah, you can't be all Broncos. No. You can't be a whole team.
I need to get rid of some of them. I can't. I want to get rid of one of the receivers, so I'm trying to. I got to get rid of Judy.
Guy with this Denver team, bro. But actually, Courtland Sutton did good for you.
Sutton's been fine. And Javonte, I picked up.
Javonte Williams
Keith dropped him.
I know
this week,
wild.
And then I
saw that.
Bought him because I was like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was wild. I can't believe he did that.
Well, he picked up Cam Akers.
Well, he's the only 3-0 team.
He is like a whisperer.
He seems like he's doing really well.
He's better at fantasy than I am. I keep pointing up at this the last time, but you can't see it anymore. But I suck at fantasy football. I definitely suck at picking fucking defenses.
Yeah, fuck defenses though, man. Next year I'm gonna push for no kickers and no defense.
Would it be better to do IDP because
I've done that before and it's fun, but it's.
I just don't care that much about the defensive plays.
Yeah, it's not. That's not what this is. The fantasy is about scoring points and offense, and he got that catch. That equates to this. Right. It's hard to equate. How hard is it to get an interception in the NFL? It's so hard.
It's just the guys that get the tackles
for a lot more.
And the guys that are really valuable are the ones, the fucking linebackers on shitty teams that are going to be on the field all the time.
Yeah, they just get the tackles. But how hard is it to get a sack in the NFL?
Right.
You're lucky if you get over 10 sacks, that's a fucking amazing season.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, So defense is hard. It's hard to equate that into how many yards you give up is equal to how, they gave up this many yards, so now it's negative points. Like, it's such a weird fucking thing. Fuck defenses and fuck kickers.
Maybe we should go. Did we talk about that offense. One that I did where you could.
Well, there's head coach, which is dumb because
that's the one where you pick the.
That's just you picking the winner,
right?
Whoever you think this team's going to win. So
the reason why I did that though is because it's like a gamble,
and it's 1 point.
Well, no, because you could do a scale. Like if you win by this amount of points, you got 10. If you win by this amount, you get 7.
Wow.
And then, but if they lost, like if you pick that team and they're like if they so
was
like let's say
spread?
Like. No, just if they win. So let's say I pick Buffalo, right? So the whole point would be kind of like defenses where you would pick a team that you think is going to win, right? Because if they win, you get points. But if they lose, you get negative points. But you don't have to play one, right? So you could be like, I'm not going to fucking play that. I'm not taking the gamble.
You could not play a defense. I almost wonder if some weeks it's because I'm bad picking. I pick Pittsburgh,
but usually you get some points. I mean, very rarely do you get negative.
I got 1 point from Pittsburgh at Cleveland. I picked Pittsburgh.
1 point. I took 1 point would have been fine.
Wouldn't have been enough. Wouldn't have been enough.
But honestly, I was thinking about this. I think it's better to force. Like, I don't think you should be able to not start a player.
Yeah, I guess.
And I don't do that. I don't set a. Like, if I'm winning and I got somebody going, I don't set them.
Really? Depends on what the situation is. Let's say it's like a running back that has a history of fumbles or could get hurt.
I just think that you need to have a. I think that it should be, and I think that there is a way to make it a rule in your league, but it's not. But I just don't think. I think you should have a full lineup. You have to play a full lineup. It would be like in baseball. Because this is what we are. We're essentially baseball managers. This is what baseball managers do. They just set lineups based on trends and who they think's.
And you're saying they can't not put a lineup up there.
You can't be like, well, we're not gonna have a 9th.
We're not gonna put a 9th.
We're not gonna let him bat. We're just gonna go back.
You're right.
Can't do that.
Man. Okay, this has been the longest 5th down ever. Let's see. What do we got?
Dallas and Giants.
Yeah, and then last night.
Yeah, we've been getting off track.
Monday night. Dallas at Giants. I got this right. I thought Dallas would win. I don't believe in the Giants, and they were a 2.5 point favorite.
Yeah, they were the worst 2-0 team.
Yeah, and this is the Giants team I expected to see. Even with a nice little Saquon Barkley touchdown, they're not going to be a very good team. They're not.
Saquon, you're starting.
I'll tell you, sucks.
CD Lamb,
Kenny Galladay sucked.
They paid a lot of money for him.
They've been benching him and shit. They don't even like him. They don't even want him there. But that was wild.
Dude, he's one of them dudes that got fucking paid.
I know. 7 out of 16. MyBookie.com. Fuck the algorithm.
6th down?
Welcome to the Waiver Wire. Finally, some Waiver Wire. We're going to have not a lot to talk about here because it is getting slim pickings in my 12-team leagues. There is not a lot going on. Matt Collins is out there. The guy scored 30 points in most leagues. So, if you're into the Vegas Raiders and you believe like I believe, go get you some Matt Collins.
Hunter Renfrow didn't play this week. So
yeah, and when he comes back, I'm sure that those targets will completely disappear. But he might be a good stash. Might be a good stash. Hunter Renfrow might go out again. He looks like a skinny. He
looks like a skinny white dude.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he belongs in the NFL. Dennis, or I don't know what is it. Devin Duvernay.
Yeah.
He seems to continually
keep scoring touchdowns,
and he's getting targets. So on this offense that is doing well. You can count on that he will at least get targets and he might get touchdowns.
I'm so skeptical.
He's a valuable pickup, though, in a 12-team league. You definitely should.
Because I'm skeptical, that might be a good thing.
Yeah, that might be a good sign.
Something that you go get.
Well, and I don't love Baltimore, but I have been wrong up until this point about Baltimore. They look good. Their offense is scoring. Lamar Jackson is that. Yeah, exactly. And we didn't take that. I think that's a big deal about him playing for that fuck you money.
Yeah, he wants that $300 million.
Zay Jones had a great week, which is probably what catapulted him up in most people's lists.
Now, this one, I actually, I think he's of these three, I'd prefer him.
Yeah. They have a lot of targets in Jacksonville. They have a lot of players. So,
but if they're going to play like this, and everybody's going to get some.
I hear you. I think Zay Jones is a good one.
He's the number 2, I would say.
Yep. Josh Reynolds is out there in my league, and he's on the Detroit Lions. He seems to be getting a lot of red zone targets. He got another touchdown again in this game.
No, apparently, what's his name likes him?
Goff.
Goff, him and Goff have a history.
It seems like it. He's getting targets, so and their offense. Detroit's offense is not the problem. They seem to be doing well. So their defense
seems
is
to be
where they
run
need
defense.
to. Yeah, they need to learn how to stop some late game drives as well, because they let Minnesota kind of take this game over at the end. DeAndre Carter on the Chargers. If Keenan Allen is going to continue to miss time, this is a good pickup. I think. I don't know.
Watch. Herbert's my biggest problem with that.
I know.
If it's and just the Chargers in general.
I think it's Chase Daniels, the backup, and that's not great. So if Chase Daniel comes in as the backup, I'm with you. You don't really want to start a lot of Chargers, but
I throw this last game out though. I'm not disagreeing with you. He is, especially if Keenan Allen's out, but.
Yeah,
I'm pausing on the Chargers. They fucked me this week though, so I understandably gun shy on them.
Well, and it might be something that goes away the minute that Keenan Allen walks back in the door. But anyways, Devonte Parker. He was actually dropped by somebody in one of my 12-team leagues, and that was kind of surprising. He seemed like he was going to be their number 1, and he played like it this week. He had a really good week. I'm not crazy about New England anymore, though, now learning that Mac Jones is for sure going to miss time.
And not just that, but he might have surgery.
Yeah, no, it could be for real time. It could be like weeks and weeks and weeks.
I found out today that Brian Hoyer's real name is Axel.
His first name is Axel?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he go by Axel Hoyer?
I don't know. That's what they were saying.
Cooler.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you chose Brian? You fucking loser. Oh my God. That makes me hate you. What a fucking idiot. Your name was Axel and you chose Brian? That's never happened. You're one of one. I'll tell you that much. Every other Axel in the world was like, no, I'm just going to be Axel because that's badass.
Well, his dad's name is Axel.
Well, then be Axel, you fucking loser. Fuck, man. The Patriots are going to go completely defeated with fucking bitch-ass Brian.
Do you want to take Parker off your list?
Yeah, I'm taking him off immediately. Fuck Axel fucking Hoyer.
Brian.
Axel, that's what your mother wanted you to be called. That's what you should be called. I don't like people that don't go by their names.
He could have been a rock star, bro.
Yeah. His name's Dannon.
I'm named after yogurt.
He could have been Brian years ago if he wanted to, but you know what? He fucking chose this life.
I stuck
he
with
said,
it.
I'm fucking Dannon.
Somebody's got to do it.
Fucking loser. God, fuck you, Brian Hoyer. Man, that makes me mad.
Your reaction was so much better than I even anticipated.
Fuck that, bro. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my, that was awesome. That's got to be a clip.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, his brother is Zeguatavius. I don't even know how to say it. Their parents are something else.
Yeah,
they're like, it will be Amon-Ra, and your little brother will be a Zeguatavius, or whatever the fuck you say.
Who's he play for?
The Bears. And he's actually got a lot of targets and played really well. He's a big receiver, and if he's got Amon-Ra blood in him, I'm into it. And it seems like he does. He's scored touchdowns.
Is he a rookie?
Yes, he's a rookie. And he's played really well. He's out there in all 12-team leagues. I like it. I think it's one of those, like, maybe you don't start him right away. Maybe you just stash him on your bench and see what he does. But he's played
deeper
really well.
leagues, big benches. I'm into it. I didn't even
not
know
an
he was a
18,
thing.
but yeah. This guy Reynolds, I think it's Chris Reynolds or something like that, is on the Detroit Lions. So with DeAndre Swift missing time, Jamal Williams will obviously take over as the lead back.
He's the back.
But
he was actually getting playing time when Swift was. All three of them were getting.
And he seems good. He seems like he's quick.
It's a good offense.
Yeah, I like it. I think if you need a running back like I do, it's something to look at. So is Samaje Perine. Seems like Joe Mixon is kind of doing Joe Mixon things where he's in and out. They're using Perine in passing downs, and he's getting consistent points. He hasn't really had a bad week yet. I think his lowest has been like 8 points. So in a running back league that's kind of struggling, we don't really have running backs that are scoring a bunch of points. He might be something to look at. Another one is Justice Hill on the Baltimore Ravens. J.K. Dobbins is in and out, and they don't really have somebody else to come in and fill that void.
That guy anyways.
Yeah, and I'm not crazy about it, but again, with consistency and the way that the guys played, they seem to be going to him whenever Dobbins goes out. So Justice Hill might be somebody to stash on a deeper league as well. And also Njoku, I mean, I'm with you. I don't believe
talk about it.
I don't believe this happens again and again, but it was.
I think you're gonna get real frustrated.
I hear you.
I will say Jacoby Brissett looked really good. The O-line looked really good, and if he's looking for him,
maybe if it's Brissett's guy,
yeah, that's
maybe if he's open like that, maybe you get some value out of that. But I'm not crazy.
We've been down this road before, and I just would urge maybe.
And then in the 18 league, caution. I just wanted to point out that those 4 names, because those are
all available.
Jamal Williams is definitely one that I'm gonna throw some money at.
I threw a little money at him.
I'm gonna throw some money at him. And Herbert too. I won't throw as much, but I'll throw some money at Herbert too.
Herbert actually is probably the better value here,
even
because
with David Montgomery coming back, I think they still use him.
The way that he performed, he's
good.
And
very good.
Montgomery should miss a few weeks, and like you said, he does seem to
even when he comes back, he's going to be in and out. He's going to be in and out. He's a used car.
Although I'm with you, I don't even know if I'm going to put money on Herbert. I'll think about it.
Yeah,
I want Williams. I don't think I'm putting as much as. I don't think I'm throwing as much there. I've also spent more money on.
Yeah, and it's weird. The budget's weird because you got to think about when should I? I think I'm of the mindset that you throw it all early.
That's where I went with it.
Later on, I'll throw $1 at them. Maybe I get it. Maybe I don't.
Keep like $20.
Yeah. But that's me. That's my money management in life. So, but yeah. And Trevor Lawrence. I didn't talk about it, but he's there. He's even there in 12-team leagues.
I think he's. I think in 12-team leagues.
Oh, he's valuable.
See, it's not 2 quarterbacks.
But
quarterbacks are more valuable in our league.
Quarterback's struggling. Mine's Joe Burrow.
Well, let's say you have. Russell Wilson. Or even Joe Burrow.
I have Joe Burrow, so I would love Trevor Lawrence to be my backup. Because I had Matt Ryan, I let him go. Yeah. I think I picked up Jared Goff, and I'm not crazy about that.
Somebody's gonna probably pick him up in our league, even probably Jesse.
Maybe you're gonna cut Russell Wilson.
I can't. I just can't.
No, I hear you. But he's a valuable quarterback.
I would definitely pick up Trevor Lawrence because he's going in the right direction.
Going in the right direction.
Every week he's getting better, and that's what you want to see.
Just like us, we're going in the direction of almost being done with this. We're moving on. Holy shit, welcome to overtime. It's been the longest game ever. It's 100 degrees outside Miami, and we're dying. Stephon Diggs has got fucking cramps all over. But we're going to get through these next week 4 pick'ems. I got to tell you, I put stars last week of the games I was interested in. I had a lot of stars last week. Not so many this week. I was reaching on some of the stars, too. I think there's some bad matchups. I think there's going to be some bad games.
There's some good ones.
There's some good ones. Starting off with Thursday night. Thursday night's a very good game. Miami at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 3.5-point favorite. I like that respect that Vegas is throwing around. You would think that Miami 3-0 would maybe get a little more respect.
Tua might not play.
But I think even if Tua does play, I think Cincinnati wins this game.
Cincinnati bright lights.
Yeah, Cincinnati bright lights. Joey B's got it rolling a little bit. I think that Miami's going to be exhausted after this very tough game that they were just in. Short week for Miami. Short week for both of them. But I think Cincinnati gets it done. I think 3.5's kind of weird number. I think that it might be a 3-point game, so I might be wrong. But I think Cincinnati wins, so I'm going Cincinnati.
After all the poo-pooing I did against Miami.
You going to take Miami?
I want to.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Miami.
I hear you. And I think Cincinnati has given you reason to do that because they have had bad moments.
Well, Miami's finding ways to win, and so I do think, especially if I get points, I'll take the points.
Hope it's a high-scoring game for both. I hope Joe Burrow scores a bunch, and I hope Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I've got them all in all separate leagues. So score. But that should be a great Thursday night game. Chargers at Houston. Chargers are a 5-point favorite on the road. I am going to pick Houston because I'm going with my trend. I'm trying to make them lose. So I am going to pick Houston to.
Houston's going to win this game outright.
Oh, yeah? Well, especially if it's
Give me the points.
If it's Chase Daniel, if it's not Justin Herbert, I think I think you're right.
Chargers suck.
Yep. The Chargers do suck, man. That was weird. Minnesota at New Orleans. Now it's not at New Orleans. It's at London. So this is going to be a 8 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna have to.
Are they still like having a funeral for the Queen and shit? Like, didn't that go on for like a couple years and shit?
I'm gonna give you a hot take here. Every time I hear anything about the royal family in London, my brain, it's almost like when old people can like go into a movie and they can fall asleep like right away. Nothing puts me to sleep fast. I could give 0 fucks about your royal family, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I don't care about any of y'all. None of it matters to me. Your queen doesn't matter to me. I don't give a fuck that she died. I don't care about your Prince Harry's drama with so-and-so. It doesn't matter. It's how I assume they must look at like our president. Like, they probably don't give a fuck about like when Bill Clinton was getting his dick sucked. They didn't. Come on, the British people didn't really care about that. We cared about it, but they didn't give a fuck.
I'm sure they made fun of us.
But like that's how I feel. Anytime that it comes up about, oh, did you see the Queen died? Like, oh no, the Queen. I don't give a fuck about the Queen. Who the fuck is that? She's nothing to me. She's nothing to you. But hot take.
That's why I had to throw that in there. Yeah, I love it when I introduce the subject and I get these reactions.
Yeah, this has been the best part. It's like fucking Axel Hoyer. God damn it. But I think Minnesota wins this game in London.
I'm with you. Yeah.
New Orleans not looking good. Jameis not looking good. Alvin Kamara's a used car that's going in and out.
Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry might be out. Kamara might not play.
Oh shit! Well then, fuck yeah. Then Minnesota's definitely winning this game. They're only a 2.5-point favorite. It is now.
I would imagine Minnesota's going to be down early and they're going to have to fight back. And
those London games are weird. You never know. Sometimes in those London games, sometimes wins.
Like we've seen really big blowouts in the opposite weird direction.
It's weird to them. I'm sure to them they're like, "What the fuck are we even doing?" But
I think some of them probably go to the pubs and shit.
Minnesota should definitely win this game, and I think it's definitely more than 2.5 points too. I think they win by a touchdown. Cleveland at Atlanta. This is one of those doo-doo matchups that I'm talking about. I'm not crazy about it, but I realize that Cleveland and Atlanta have played better than I thought. Cleveland's a 1.5-point favorite on the road. I'm going with the home dogs here.
Wow. I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Cleveland wins, but something about scrappy Atlanta. I really didn't see it going in. Drake London is good. Kyle Pitts is good. They have a good young core that, yes, Marcus Mariota's not great, but they're trending in a different direction than I thought.
Give the ball to Cordero.
Yeah, I hear you there. And I was wrong on Atlanta. I should have drafted people from Atlanta. I would not mind having Drake London on my team.
I find it odd that someone is so productive when given the chance, and yet you continually look for ways to not give him the ball. Like, why is he not just your running back? Like, why do you want these other guys to...
But him receiving is where he's most productive.
Not this past week. Shit.
They ran the ball with him?
Bro, he had like 140 yards rushing. I'm like 12 or 14. He had like 18 touches this week.
Yeah, well then, fuck, I'm wrong. Go to that.
And I'm like eyeball test.
Yeah.
When they just look better when he's back there.
Well, maybe after this week they will because they got the win.
So.
Maybe they got the win.
But I'm picking Cleveland.
Okay,
Nick Chubb's a badass.
I think you're right. I think Cleveland probably wins, but for whatever reason, go to mybookie.com and make this wild ass pick. Washington at the Dallas. Man, so. I thought with Cooper Rush, I thought they were going to lose and lose and lose. But after seeing last night and after seeing the first game, he's not that bad.
They've won both games that he's played.
I would equate him to a Carson Wentz or a Derek Carr. Like, he's on that
and
level.
He's throwing the ball to CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
They're using both running backs.
Yeah. Dallas is going to win this game. There wasn't a spread because it was last night I did this, and so it just hadn't come out yet. I would imagine that Dallas is a favorite.
Dallas is favored probably by 2.5 or 3.
Yeah, and I think Dallas wins. Washington looks like shit.
Yeah, but Washington played Philly, and Philly's good, and Dallas is not. So I think it'll be the same script. Dallas will probably get up early. Washington will look like shit, and then all of a sudden they'll start throwing it, and they'll come back. Washington wins this game in Dallas.
It would be bizarre to me if Cooper Rush goes undefeated in this time that Dak Prescott is gone.
That'd be funny.
But that would be wild. It would be. I mean, Jerry
and then
Jones.
Dak comes back and they start losing.
Jerry Jones has said that. He has said, "I welcome please go make it a quarterback controversy, Cooper Rush. Play good enough that I have
Didn't
to
they
wonder."
pay him though?
Who?
Prescott.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he's the starter.
I mean, they can't.
No, they'll definitely. But what Jerry Jones was saying in that is, I hope that Cooper Rush plays so well and wins games that they give me reason to go, well, who should be the starter? Like he was just saying, like, I hope in the grand scheme of things, like, I hope you do give me a reason to question who I should start.
That should at least push Dak Prescott to be better.
Yeah. But I think Dallas wins this game. I don't really believe in Washington. Seattle at Detroit. Detroit is a 6-point favorite. They should get this win. Detroit is a good team. I believe in y'all. Seattle is a bad team. They should be able to pull this out, but their defense is suspect. So
I'll take Detroit too, but let's try not to find ways to lose this game.
And 6 is a little high.
6 is because they only play 3-point games.
They love 3-point games. They love to be in that one-score game. Jesus. So that's tough. But Tennessee at Indianapolis. I put a star next to this one. I guess it's a good game. I'm torn.
Only because it's in our division and.
Well, and I think Indianapolis turned a corner. This was a big win to beat the Chiefs, but. We'll
Show
see.
us again. It's at home again.
You got to prove it to me now. 3-point favorite at home. I think Indianapolis gets the win. I'm not sold on Tennessee. I'm not sold on either one of them. I went back and forth, but
that one's tough.
I'll go Indianapolis.
I'll take the points because I can. I'll take Tennessee.
Yeah, and it probably will be a close game because I think they're both kind of fighting for it right now. Chicago at the Giants. Man, I struggled with this one too. There wasn't a spread. But
what a shitty game.
Shitty game. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck game.
I think I would guess that the Giants are the favorite by like 2 points. It's less than 3 for sure.
They're at home, so yeah.
Yeah, I would guess it's 3. Less than 3, but I'm going to take the Giants. I don't really believe in Chicago. I know they're 2-1, but
Chicago surprised me so far.
I know.
Their defense is playing pretty good.
Yeah. I went with a bunch of road teams last week, and I got a lot wrong. So I'm trying to be more home oriented here.
Yeah, going into. I'd like to see the spread, but
yeah, I know.
Give me the points again. I'm guessing the Giants are favored. They should be. Yeah. I'll take Chicago in the points.
Yeah. Jacksonville at Philly. Philly is a 6.5-point favorite.
This might be the best game of the week.
I think 6.5 might be a little high because Jacksonville is good, but I still went with Philly. I think Philly wins this game, and I think they make a statement by going 4-0. But I think Jacksonville is not going to be. They're not going to make it easy. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a closer game, which maybe goes against that 6.5 points. But
Peterson's back in Philly.
Yeah,
6.5 is a lot. That's a tough one.
Taking your boy Trevor. Trevor Lawrence.
Damn, I'm taking all the road teams.
Yeah,
I think I am.
Okay.
Give me the 6.5.
All right.
I want them points.
And the Jets at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, a 3.5-point favorite at home.
Gross.
I don't like Mitchell Trubisky, and Zach Wilson's coming back in this game. I think that he has a nice game. I think they maybe did the right thing. They maybe were a little cautionary on this, but maybe it was the right way to go. If he's 100% healthy and he can come in and make plays with Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis and this young Breece Hall and this defense that's actually played okay for the Jets, I think the Jets can end up pulling out this win, and I think they can go against those 3.5 points. I think I'm going to take the Jets on the road.
You're getting 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
Okay.
For the other reasons. Zach Wilson's going to come out. He's probably going to look a little rusty at first. And that's what Pittsburgh loves. They like the only thing that They got a decent defense, and or at least they should.
Well, with me losing Michael Pittman to you for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think I'm going to start Garrett Wilson in that flex spot this week. So I think
it'll be interesting to see if they keep throwing the ball as much.
Yep, I'm hopeful for it.
I mean, why would you not?
He looks great. He looks great. So I'm into it. Buffalo at Baltimore. This is a good game for sure. This is probably the best game. Yeah. Oh no, Kansas City at Tampa Bay. But this is probably sleeper for the best. This probably will be the best game of the. Man, Buffalo just can't catch a break, can they? This is fucking tough game after tough game. Baltimore is going to be tough. 3.5 point favorite on the road though. Buffalo's a 3.5 point favorite on the road. This is probably one of the situations where I should pick the home dog. But I have a feeling that Buffalo's going to be a little upset after what just happened to them. And I think they come out and they play very well in this game. They're going to get Jordan Poyer back. They're going to get Tre'Davious White back, so their defense will be a little more stout. I think Buffalo ends up winning this game, and I think it's by a touchdown. But that's also me not believing in Baltimore, and Baltimore has proven me wrong thus far. So take it with all the grains of salt.
I'm taking Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
I think they play hard.
Mac Jones looked pretty good against their defense. I think Josh Allen has a big day. It could be a shootout. I mean, we could see these two going back and forth.
Yeah, but like
I'm
I
actually
said,
playing Keith this week, so Josh Allen against fucking Lamar Jackson.
I think you're right. I think Baltimore's defense is suspect, and I think that if it's on the flip side, if Buffalo gets their defensive people back and they can make some stops, I think this is a win for Buffalo.
Bottle him up, make somebody beat you.
Arizona
make somebody else
at
beat
Carolina. This is one of those doo-doo games that I don't really care about, but I guess Arizona should get this win. Carolina's not very good. They are a 1.5 point favorite at home. That surprised me.
Yeah, I'll take the points in Arizona.
Yeah, I'll take Arizona in that too. I think Arizona wins that outright.
They should.
Carolina, not a very good team. New England at Green Bay. This is a little weird.
Weird.
Now that we know that it's Axel Hoyer.
Axel
Hoyer absolutely makes it. It should be a 30-point cover, knowing that this fucking pussy named himself Brian. But no, New England at Green Bay. I think Green Bay wins, but
by 10.5.
But exactly, Green Bay has not looked incredible, and they're not blowing teams out by any means. So I think that's why I picked New England here. That was before me really knowing how severe this Mac Jones injury was. I think realistically Green Bay does win by a couple of touchdowns, but 10.5 is a high number. So for you to go to my bookie and make some money, why don't you go ahead and throw a couple bucks on New England just because 10.5 is a big number. I'm picking New England.
10.5 is a huge fucking number. Yep. Especially the way Green Bay's looked.
Yeah.
However,
but
fuck you, Axel Hoyer. I'm taking Green Bay.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm
gonna lay the 10.5.
Green Bay is gonna win. I'm not doubting that by any means. They are going to win that game, which sucks because then they go to 3-1 and they're like, "Oh, we look so good." You're not good. Denver at the Raiders. My God.
Well, this is only exciting because we want to see one of them fucking.
It's exciting because we've got high hopes for both of these teams.
This game's gonna be like the same shit, 10-12.
Yeah, it's gonna be some defensive bullshit where neither of the teams score. But I'm hoping I'm rooting because I have Raiders on my fantasy team. I know
I'm taking the Broncos.
You're taking the Broncos because you're all Broncos. But I have a bunch of Raiders. I got to root for the Raiders.
I'm moving. I think I might move to fucking Denver.
The Raiders are a 2-point favorite at home. I really don't know who wins this game, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you, but I'm going to go with the Raiders.
That's why it's a 2-pointer because
they don't know. Vegas doesn't know. Nobody
they're
knows.
Like, well, Denver.
Vegas and Denver don't know. They don't know who the fuck they are. But it should be a good game. I hope for a good game out of that. And I hope that Vegas comes alive. Please.
I'm begging you. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. All y'all do something.
Yeah. Make it a shootout, please. Yeah. Kansas City at Tampa Bay is the Sunday night football game. That is going to be a great game.
Yeah, thank you.
Mike Evans is coming back. Julio Jones will probably play. I don't know about Chris Godwin, although that'd be great if they could have full weapons on each side and come blasting at each other. Tampa Bay's defense, I think, is the difference maker here. Tampa Bay's defense is legit.
Yep.
And they will play Patrick Mahomes harder than he's played any of these other teams. He hasn't played somebody at this level on defense. So I think it's a lower scoring game than we want. I think we maybe are going to go into this game hoping that it's a 30-30 game, but I think it's lower.
Yeah,
I think
could definitely be a lower.
I think it's a lower scoring game, and I think Tom Brady gets it rolling a little bit. I think that with Mike Evans and with Julio Jones, I think he finds ways to score. I think that they win. It is disrespectful that he is not a favorite at home. This is Tom Brady, for God's sakes. But Kansas City's a 2.5-point favorite on the road. I'm going to take the home Tom Brady dogs, of course.
You know I love home dogs, especially when it's a good team. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me Tampa.
Yep. I think
Although they might not be playing in Tampa.
Because of the hurricane?
Supposedly, they're going to be practicing in Miami, or they are practicing in Miami this week. And if they need to move it, it'll be played in Minnesota.
Yeah, I completely agree that it might be moved because of a hurricane. Agree is not the right word to say there, but I got distracted. Kansas City, though, at Tampa should be one of the best games of the week.
Should be.
Rams at San Francisco is a Monday night game. Also a very good game.
Always a good game.
I think also going to be one of the best games.
Divisional rivals.
Yep, they always play hard against each other. I think the Rams get the win. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. But I also got Cooper. So
that's right.
I'm rooting for Cooper most of all, and I'm rooting for Debo as well. But I hope that it turns into a good shootout. I hope that it's a high-scoring game on both sides because I have San Francisco 49ers as well. I just think that the Rams end up winning this game because Jimmy G is still this is like week 2 of the preseason for him. You know, like he hasn't.
With you.
He's got no practice. He's got none of this. So it's still going to be a rough sled for Jimmy G's going on. And the Rams have looked better. They got a good win against Arizona. I think they end up winning this game. Good Monday night game. You going the Rams as well?
Yep.
Yeah. Woo! Okay. I don't know. I'm going to guess this was at least an hour and a half. This is a long one. We had a lot to go over. Fuck off. Fuck the algorithm in the butt. Fuck you, Axel Hoyer. Yeah, fuck the hurricane. Fuck.